Namaste, young learners. Welcome, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. In this explainer, we're jumping right into a really fantastic story about our amazing Earth. And after that, we're going to tackle some super fun word puzzles together. Sound good? Okay, let's just dive right in. We're talking all about plastic today, and we're going to team up with two super smart students, Seema and Samir, to answer one huge question. Is plastic actually good, or is it bad? Now, before we meet our new friends, I want you to stop and really think about this for a second. Are plastic bags good or bad for the earth? Think about when you go to the market with your family. You pick up some juicy red apples, maybe some shiny green spinach, a couple of sweet treats. But how do you carry all that home? Well, usually, the shopkeeper hands you everything in a thin, crinkly little plastic bag, right? But have you ever stopped to wonder what actually happens to that bag once you take your apples out at home? I mean, it doesn't just magically disappear into thin air. So let's find out. All right, meet Seema and Samir. Now, just like we were just talking about, one day they went out, bought some fresh fruits, and brought them home in two of those crinkly plastic bags. And what did they do? They just left the empty bags sitting right there on the table. But their mother walked in and said, "Hey, don't leave those empty plastic bags on the table. Put them in the cupboard." Naturally, Seema was curious. She asked, "Why, Ma?" And Samir, who is very observant, by the way, he chimed right in. He realized that plastic bags are so incredibly light, they can literally just fly away in the breeze, get tangled up in trees, and just look, well, really messy and ugly. And Mom totally agreed, but she also warned them that the real danger is actually much, much worse than just looking a bit ugly. So here's the really crucial part. It's all about how plastic hurts nature. Their mom explains that when these super light plastic bags blow away and land next to plants, they act almost like a brick wall. They literally stop the air from reaching the roots of the plants. And on top of that, they stop water from soaking down into the soil. I mean, imagine if someone pinched your nose so you couldn't breathe and then wouldn't let you drink a glass of water when you were super thirsty. It'd be terrible, right? Well, because of this plastic wall, the plants don't grow well. And sadly, they end up dying. Well, Simo's thinking, and she had an idea. She asked, "Hey, shall we just throw them into the drain then?" Oh, no, no, no. Throwing plastic in drains or rivers, that is a really terrible idea. Mom explained that plastic bags actually block the water from flowing properly. And when you get a bunch of plastic bags piling up in our rivers and lakes, well, the fish and all the other beautiful animals, they can't breathe. They get completely trapped inside the plastic, and the water just gets incredibly dirty. It's really sad, but it perfectly shows us exactly why we have to be so careful with our garbage. So then Samir shouts out, "Okay, then let's just burn them." But Mom quickly told him, no, we should never, ever burn plastic. You see, when we burn plastic, the air fills up with this thick, toxic black smoke. It is absolutely not safe to breathe that air. It'll make us unwell and make us cough a lot. Oh, and Mom also warned that sometimes hungry animals accidentally eat the plastic that gets thrown away in the trash, and it makes them very, very sick. So let's recap. We can't throw it near plants, we can't throw it in the water, and we definitely cannot burn it. So, what in the world do we do? Well, Mom explains that we must put waste plastic into proper waste bins so the collectors can take it away to be safely recycled. But, to really look after our Earth, there are three absolutely amazing hero words we need to remember. First up, our little water drop, reduce. That just means use less. Second, the bottle planter, reuse. That means use again. Mom says we can carefully reuse things like plastic buckets or bottles around the house. And third, the green bin, recycle, which means turn into something totally new. But honestly, the absolute best way to help, according to Mom, is using natural products from the start. So the next time you go shopping, just take a cloth bag with you, which is exactly what Seema and Samir decided to do. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. It is classroom time. You all did such an amazing job listening to Seema and Samir's story. So now, let's solve some exercises from the material together and see just how much of it we remember. All right, first up is our comprehension matching game. Basically, we need to connect the action in the first column to what happens as a result in the second column. Let's look at the first one. If plastic bags fall near plants, what did Mom say happens? Do you remember? Yes, absolutely. Plants don't get enough air and water and may die. Perfect. Let's try another one. If plastic is burned, what happens? Go ahead and shout it out. You got it. The air is filled with black smoke and it makes us unwell. You see how these actions have direct consequences? Really excellent job. Now, are you ready for a little grammar magic? Sometimes we have two short sentences that share the exact same idea, and we want to kind of glue them together so our writing flows a lot better. For instance, listen to this. The cat is running. The mouse is running. It sounds a little choppy, right? A bit robotic. But by using our magic joining word and, we get the cat and the mouse are running. Wow, much smoother. We use and to join words or sentences that share the same idea. Let's move on to our next magic joining word, which is but. So what happens if the ideas are different, or maybe even mean the opposite of each other? Say we have Critty caught a butterfly, she let it go. Well, catching something and letting it go are basically opposite actions, right? To join them together, we simply say, Critty caught a butterfly, but let it go. It completely changes the flow and turns two little sentences into one perfect, easy-to-understand sentence. And that brings us to our third magic joining word, or. We use or when we're giving someone a choice between different options. Kind of like Seema and Samir trying to figure out what to do with those bags. Do we burn the plastic bags? Do we put them in the drain? We can combine those two choices super smoothly by saying, do we burn the plastic bags or put them in the drain? Now, obviously we know from the story that the answer to both of those questions is a massive no, but grammatically speaking, or is the absolute perfect word to connect choices like that. Okay, time for a super quick practice quiz. Let's choose the correct joining word together. Number 1. The kitten was white, blank, tiny. Well, being white and being tiny kind of just go together, right? So it's and. The kitten was white and tiny. Number 2. Michael wants to eat kulfi, blank, he has a cold. Oh man, eating a cold frozen treat when you're sick? Those are definitely conflicting ideas. So we use but. Michael wants to eat kulfi, but he has a cold. And number 3, the children went to the library, blank, it was closed. Normally, when you go to the library, you expect it to be open, so finding out it's closed is an opposite, unexpected result. So we use but again. The children went to the library, but it was closed. Amazing teamwork, guys! All right, let's shift gears one last time over to our vocabulary section. Take a look at this poor girl completely surrounded by question marks. She is looking very confused, and honestly, I don't blame her one bit. She's trying to write a lovely poem, but she keeps getting tripped up by some incredibly tricky words in the English language. So let's see if we can figure out what's bothering her and help her out. Ah, I see the problem. The reason she's so confused is because of something called homophones. Which, yeah, is a pretty big word. But basically, homophones are just words that sound exactly the same when we say them out loud, but they have totally different meanings, and here's the tricky part, they are spelled differently. For example, there, spelled T-H-E-R-E, means a place, like, hey, look over there by the road. But there, spelled T-H-E-I-R, means it belongs to someone, like Samir and Seema take their cloth bags. They sound literally identical. So yeah, no wonder our friend is scratching her head. Okay, let's be heroes and help her fix this poem. I'll read the line out loud and you try to guess the right spelling. Line 1, how do I know? Are we saying no, like no thank you, I don't want vegetables, or no, like understanding a fact in your brain? Right, it's K-N-O-W. Line 2, why the sky is blue. Now, is it the wind that blew or the color blue? Yes, B-L-U-E, the color. Line 3, I do not know. We definitely don't mean tying a knot in a shoelace, we mean N-O-T. Line 4, I wish I knew. We don't mean a brand new shiny toy, we mean new in our heads, K-N-E-W. You are absolutely crushing this. Let's finish up the second half of her poem. Line 5, I have a whole day of work to do. We certainly don't mean digging a hole in the ground, we mean the entire day, so it's W-H-O-L-E. Line 6, I'll sew a button. When you're using a needle and thread, that's S-E-W. Line 7, on the coat I wear. Putting clothes on your body, that's W-E-A-R. And finally, line 8, I'll write a letter. Using a pencil to make words is W-R-I-T-E. Great job, class. You totally solved the mystery of the homophones and fixed her entire poem. Wow, we have covered so much ground today. We mastered the grammar magic of joining words, we conquered those super tricky homophones, and honestly, most importantly, we learned a really big, important lesson about looking after our beautiful Earth. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. Think back to Seema, Samir, and that poor trapped turtle. Will you carry a cloth bag next time you go shopping? Because that choice is literally in your hands. Every single plastic bag you say no to makes the Earth just a little bit greener. Keep learning, keep asking great questions, and I'll see you all in the next explainer.